It's that time of year. It's time for Giant Monster Month. Tremors is one of the weird cases where you come for the characters and stay for the monsters. Our leads, Val and Earl, played by Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward, are great as bored handymen from the ironically named Perfection, Nevada, who waste their days working and drinking in a forgotten town. The plot begins as these two finally snap, leaving Perfection to find some adventure. Little do they know, adventure would come to them. On their way out of town, they discover a dead man on top of an electrical tower, apparently killed by dehydration after battling some unknown force. I find this particular setup to be a lot creepier than the traditional ghost town. We know what happened to the guy, but we don't know what forced him to climb a tower and wait for his death. After Val and Earl discover more deaths, they return to the town to warn the residents, only to be ignored by some construction workers. The construction workers are killed, resulting in a landslide that blocks the only road out of Perfection. As Val and Earl investigate further, they are attacked by what is revealed to be giant earthworms, who detect their victims by vibrations in the ground. The boys kill the monster by luring it towards an aqueduct, where it slams its head and dies. A student named Rhonda, familiar with seismology, arrives and realizes that this is the monster causing seismic disturbances around the town, and saves Val and Earl by hiding with them atop some rocks, after deducing that there are 3 other monsters nearby. The group is stuck, however, unable to get off the boulder without alerting the monsters. On top, Val quips that they must be nuclear mutants or a surprise for the Russians, while Earl bets that they're from outer space, a little tribute to the monster movies that came before. The group is forced to spend the night due to the monsters, and is desperate by morning. Rhonda devises a plan where they pole vault from one high rock to another, allowing them to safely reach her truck and drive back to town. After warning the town's residents, the group bickers about what to call the monsters, settling on Graboid, and is forced to take shelter on the roof. Nearby, the local gun nuts accidentally attract the monster and, in a hilarious scene, unload hundreds of bullets from dozens of weapons into one of the Graboids, finishing it off with an elephant gun. Back in downtown, our group, now comprised of 7 townspeople, devise a plan to head to the mountains, where the Graboids can't burrow, on a tractor pulling a trailer. After distracting the monster, Val is able to secure the truck. The Graboids get smarter with each encounter and are able to set a trap for the group, disabling the tractor. In response, our heroes run for another rock formation, where they are able to trick a Graboid into eating an explosive that splatters the monster's guts all over our characters. This trick doesn't work twice though, and on a second attempt, the bomb is spit back up by the final monster, knocking Val, Earl, and Rhonda from the rock. In a last-ditch effort, Val starts running to lure the Graboid towards a cliff, and scares it using the final bomb, causing the monster to stampede out from the side of the cliff, falling to its death. The movie ends with Val and Earl happy that they'll be able to make some money off the incident, and Val and Rhonda getting together. Tremors is a great example of modernizing the older monster movies. The updated effects, the humor, and the strong characters are all examples of how filmmakers can revitalize a seemingly dead genre. The humor alone is enough to warrant a watch. There's running gags, callbacks, and loving references to earlier monster movies. For anyone who loves humor and monster movies, this one is a must-see.